Coming up, we'll see Andy Dalton looking for his second win over the Bengals in as many seasons. But this time, he's leading the Chicago Bears. It's week 2, and it's headed your way next.
Soldier Field opened back in 1924 with the Bears becoming 10-71, and what a home field advantage it has become here in Chicago. This was the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerged from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we as the Bears get set to match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
Meanwhile, for the Bengals here, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. To return it, Darius Phillips. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Time to see this Bengals offense here as they get set for their first drive. And under center, of course, is the #1 pick in the 2020 draft, now in year number 2, Joe Burrow.
And what a rookie season he had indeed. A knee injury knocked him out in week 11 at Washington. And while the Bengals only won 2 of his 10 starts, I think everyone around the league and anyone who watched the NFL came away impressed. 13 touchdowns, just 5 interceptions, nearly 270 yards a game passing, the 3rd most by a rookie in NFL history.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. A boatload of carries, 127 yards, and a score.
Leading the league in rushing after week 1, you know he'd love to double down and continue that type of play here in week 2.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
And how about the rapport that these two had last year as rookies? Exactly what the Bengals had in mind when they made Joe Burrow the first-round pick and T. Higgins the second.
Here we go. Big 13. Big 13.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And that nearly an opening drive INT, but it does fall incomplete. Not the way he wanted to start this ball game as it brings up 4th down. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. For the first time, here comes the Chicago Bear offense, led out by the veteran in his first season in Chicago, but 11th overall, the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
And no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
First carry now for David Montgomery. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
From the 44, Dalton. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. 3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 2 veterans there, Dalton to Robinson for the Bears' first down.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that.
You like that?
Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, do I have that dagger play? Do I have that play and just finish them off right now? Because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch them?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. About 3 yards there to the 27. 2nd down and 7. Back to Montgomery on 2nd down. And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter of play. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Back in Chicago, ready for the 2nd quarter. It's the Bears in possession. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Santos' kick is up and through, and it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first. So pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Cincinnati Bengals coming back out here, Charles. Let's talk about Cincinnati. Of course, last year, the Joe Burrow injury was the headline, and that kind of took the train off the tracks. They finished 4-11-1. Now Burrow is back. What are the expectations here year 2 with him under center?
Well, you mentioned Joe Burrow's rookie year. Despite the losing record, no one was more impressive as a first-year player than Joe Burrow. He was terrific. I think he'll get back and play even better this year, especially as he gains confidence after returning from injury. Adding in Jamar Chase as a wide receiver, a big-time move. Jackson Cartman as an offensive lineman. But all in all, tough division. Chasing Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore. That's a heck of a battle.
Yeah, and of course, Bengals fans know all too well it's now been 3 decades without a postseason win. That's the longest active streak in the National Football League.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Eddie Jackson with a tackle.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second. Here's Burrow. Open man, it's complete to Higgins. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. A strong pickup of 11 keeps their drive alive.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
This is caught by Tate. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. First and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Jamar Chase, the intended receiver, but it'll be second and goal. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Well, the goal is no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a third and goal. Big play coming here. It's third and goal. Burrow looking to pass. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. C.J. Uzomah, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Bengals have taken the lead. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his second season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. That time a 9-play drive. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From the 10. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Charles, Chicago's offense comes back out here, and as they do, want to ask you about what's going on there. 8-8 last year for the second consecutive season. Did get into the playoffs, but lost in the wild card round. But this is one of those franchises, CD, it seems, where you're always talking about the quarterback position. Well, they get Fields, but now it looks like Andy Dalton is the guy. How do you see this playing out, and how long until we probably see Fields under center?
I love how you pose that, because you spend a lot of time in the Midwest, as do I. And anytime you talk to a Bears fan, it's always about the fact that they haven't had their franchise quarterback since. I mean, a lot of people say Jim.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Chicago. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And I'm telling you, nothing will light up a crowd more than a play like that. Here in the stadium, all eyes were on the receiver streaking downfield, and everyone was thinking, throw it, he's open. What a connection there for the touchdown.
And the final number on Next Gen Stats, how about this? 71 yards through the air. Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, It's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. Now it's Burrow. Dumps it off to Mixon. A good rally to the football. Keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down. Now Burrow. He gets this one to Boyd. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. To the air again, Burrow. Flush to his right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Buying time to his left. Now Burrow loses the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. The 20. 10, and they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. And that's a linebacker showing he can move pretty good with a football in his hand.
That's not just a short shuttle now. He took it one a pretty good distance, didn't he? Did you get the 40 time on that?
I didn't, but he got 6 points out of it. I know that a great play for that defensive unit. Santos now to add the PAT. It's good to make it 17-7. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. The Bengals going to take over late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. First down, here's Burrow. On the screen, this is Evans. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Open man is Uzomah. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. 2nd and 10. Well, CD, something that we've done for a number of years as the season gets going is we get predictions on each side. Let's start with the AFC. Who do you have in 2021 as your division winners?
Well, let's go to the East, and I think Buffalo repeats. Although New England, they got better in the offseason, and despite starting a rookie quarterback in Mac Jones, I think they'll make a nice run at the Buffalo Bills this year. In the North, what a battle you have there. 3-way. Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Baltimore. I like Baltimore to still win the division, but Cleveland will be right there, and Pittsburgh will make a run into the playoffs. In the South, I think it's Tennessee's division to lose. Indianapolis have a number of injuries in the offseason, and Jacksonville and Houston, they're trying to get there. And then out west, it's still Kansas City. But I love what the Los Angeles Chargers have done in the offseason.
All right, CD, and then if you had to pick, who do you have winning the AFC?
Well, I'm going to go against type here, Brandon, because teams aren't supposed to sustain as long as the Kansas City Chiefs have. But despite a retooled offensive line, I do think that they get back there again. What happened to them in the Super Bowl against Tampa Bay, that serves as great motivation. They want to get back and atone themselves.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, and they are seconds away from halftime, all tied in that one. From there, it's off to Jacksonville to see what's going on with the Jags. And they've got the lead over the visiting Denver Broncos. First overall pick, Trevor Lawrence with 2 touchdown passes.
Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. And you can see they trail the visiting Buffalo Bills in that ball game. Stephon Diggs, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for the Bengals in that first half. And they didn't get a whole lot accomplished through the air in those first 2 quarters of play. They'll need to up their game if they want to rally all the way back. Meanwhile, for the Bears, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This one taken just inside the 10. And able to get this out to the 25. So here are the Bears to take over on offense. They were losers a week ago to the Rams, but they've got the lead right now as they start this drive 1st and 10. Third quarter starting with a run from Montgomery. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw here, Dalton. And this one is incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Here's Dalton. That's complete to Mooney. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. 1st and 10 for Dalton. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Robinson. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. On 2nd down, it's Montgomery. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Well, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And this is gonna be caught? No, they say it's incomplete. And that's gonna wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Dalton. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a 2nd down here. And Dalton to throw. Fighting through pressure. It'll be a loss of 15 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Dalton now to pass. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this 2nd half.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this 2nd half.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. That's caught by his tight end, Uzama.
7 yards, the pickup there. 3 yards remain for second down.
You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on third down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep with the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Now Burrow on first down. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. It's the Bengals. They've got the football, but they trail here as we get rolling in quarter number 4. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Running left, Montgomery. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. The Bears on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. And this will be caught by Mooney. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. First down, here's the run with Montgomery.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. Here's Dalton. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 46. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And it'll be Dalton again. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. throwing. Dalton. And this is going to be incomplete. So 2 third-down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down. O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. So Burrow and the Bengals down 17-14, 2:21 the time left. Plenty of time here. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning as they've got it 1st and 10. They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Complete to Boyd. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Burrow to Boyd there for the Cincy first. Pass complete to Higgins. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal 1st down. Connecting with Mixon. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. And we've reached the 1-minute mark in this game. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Now Burrow. And he can't get a throw out. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. To throw, Burrow. Out to the left. He's got Sample there. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. Oh, some strong running. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. 9 yards on the carry there, but it'll be 4th down now. Missed tackles may doom this team.
I just had a bad flashback. That's why I'm sitting up here with you right now. You've got to tackle him inbounds. You've got to wrap him up.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. McPherson's kick is good. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And that's not going to help a whole lot. Maybe 4 yards on 1st down. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Now Dalton. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Cole Kmet, the intended receiver. 3rd down here. Here's Dalton. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. 4 quarters not enough. We're all even, and into overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And we will not see a return to start overtime. It'll come out to the 25-yard line. Cincinnati set to take over once again. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. Fifth catch of the afternoon, and that gives them a first down. Play action. It's Burrow. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Robert Quinn able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Here's a give to Mixon. That'll get a little bit back, give him 5 on the run, and they'll be left with a 3rd and 13. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Here's Kevin Huber now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And the Bears take over. Getting ready to go again, here's Andy Dalton marching back onto the field. And right now, probably just one thing in his mind, it's getting back to the hot start because he's really faded.
And ordinarily when that happens, the quarterback, as you know, is usually the leader of the squad. Now there's probably a silent camaraderie that comes around him saying, hey, guess what? We got you. Don't worry about it. Let's go, big fella. Because they know more times than not, he tends to pick things up, and they tend to play well.
Time now for Dalton's turn here in the extra session. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. Off the draw, here's Williams. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Dalton. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of 4th down, 1st down.
Well, so much for winning the down you put a lot of emphasis on, because 3rd down is key for offense and defense. Instead, you're going to stay on the field and start a new set of downs.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That can give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses, because normally you shake it off. But in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. We needed extra time to decide this one. The rushing score at OT finishes it off, but all throughout, really just a great game to witness.
I agree, and the whole time we were watching and working on this game, I had it in the back of my head, we could get to overtime. Just the way this game went, the ebb and flow of it all, and then to get there and finish it what I would call an old school way, a running play, because in today's NFL, we throw the ball to ring the bell, don't we?
Not there. They ran it in. And again, just a great, great game that we bore witness to. So for Chicago, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers.